All right, come in, come in, come in. This is my second live stream today. Right, my second stream today. I already got two people in, so let's talk about this. And I didn't have enough room to put this in my caption. I really wanted to, but Bitcoin is almost at that 50K mark, right? Almost back at that 50K mark. Many are predicting, or the top economists are predicting, that Bitcoin could hit 100K in 100 days. So come in the credit and cash flow classroom. Come in the credit and cash flow classroom. And hello from Periscope. My Periscope audience is building. And I'm going to play some music for your listening pleasure as we build up the audience and give people enough time to come in. Yes, let's listen to Digital Gold, right? Let's listen to Digital Gold if I can find it. Find that video. My YouTuber said, just like you said, it would recover this weekend, right? So let's share that. But let's listen to Digital Gold. Make sure you hit like and share if you're on Periscope. Show some digital love, right? Pump those hearts. Get people in. Let's spread the message. And we're going to have like two.
Bitcoin doubled in one day a couple of weeks ago. I think it's up 7,000% this year. I'm going to call it a craze, and I don't mean that in a negative way. How do you think this all
We're not going to do 5 minutes, right? Because this is my second live. Let's get the volume going.
Investing money just to get more cheese. You paying taxes, I don't get no fee. Them coins stacking, I got chips on me. I got coin like Mario, pump it, turn up the audio. This that dollar flow, this is shit you just gotta know. You carry them knots.
This is just what you got to know, right? This is just what you got to know.
I'm talking Bitcoin getting fast, top yo dinero. Trap, turn your stash spots to Monero. If you watch your hustling, homie, your new way to plot games. Take that block change, put it
Did
on.
you all hear him say Monero?
Right. We just laughing at them cause they can't touch it. All this ripple, put a ripple in my central bank budget. Ponzi schemes, promising payoffs, turn me way off. We don't with Big Connect, that's that Bernie Madoff.
Bitcoin at 49,700, right? 49,700 right now.
You paying taxes, I don't get no fee.
Paying taxes, I don't get no fees. We're going to talk about that with Bitcoin. Got that digital gold. You all come in, hit like, hit share. You have that digital gold. Check it in. From Heath, Texas. Hello, Heath, Texas. Hello, Lance.
I do the digital cash. I want my shit to the moon. I'm trying to get to the bag.
Bitcoin is going to the Mars.
Trying to buy some land though. Billy D and Star Wars. I'm just trying to land though. Got to try to push this art. How far will this van go? But I'm moving too damn slow. That's why I got that ether flowing. Stillmatic Nas. I just thought I'd get the people knowing. Nah, this ain't no Jay-Z disc. Crypto about to make me rich. Bars, rapping, Gobi. I'm the Black Satoshi.
Hello from Florida.
World, you don't even know me. Get your coins up, and once they
Get your
going
coins
up,
up.
don't resell.
Don't resell.
Your family's family,
You trying to feed your family's family? HODL.
I got crypto keys.
Cali got crypto
Investing
keys.
money just to get more cheese.
Investing money just to get more cheese. You paying taxes, he don't get fees.
I got chips on me.
Come on, stacking. I got chips on them, right? I got the digital gold.
I got that digital gold. I got that digital gold.
Gwen,
I got that digital gold. I got that digital gold.
that digital gold. Gwen said drink in her hand. I hear you, Gwen, doing that two-step. Let me go ahead and get started in this live stream before Gwen spills her drink, right? Well, let's get started before Gwen spill that drink. Hello from Atlanta, the ATL. What's going on, people? Let's get into this live stream. Again, it's my second one for the day, so we're going to get it started on a Saturday night. What brought me live on a Saturday night? That digital gold, right? It's that digital gold. It might hit 50K while I'm live streaming. Let me make that a little bigger for you all, 49,811. Who got that digital gold? Right? Who got that digital gold? Who got that digital gold? So we got a couple of things to talk about. And wow, you got Ethereum at 16,166.4. Let's see if Bitcoin will hit 50K. Wow, I'm live streaming, right? You got to have that in your portfolio. Did you all know that Bitcoin, for example, let me see, what did I zoom out or in on? The only time that you can be taxed on Bitcoin is in the event that you trade it off or sell it for cash. Other than that, if you're trying to feed your families, HODL, you hodl, you hold, and you're not even taxed, right? You're not even taxed on Bitcoin. So, Gwen, I got to get in before you spill that drink. Hello from Philly. Let me finish some more of my shout outs because I was talking and excited about Bitcoin. You all let me know how. Let me log on to my phone because I'm getting a weak internet signal. Look like I might have to upgrade some type of way my internet speed. Let me see how everything looking. Make sure nothing is blurry because I hate doing live streams and then I look back on it and it's blurry. So for right now, everything is looking good. Hi, Queen from the Florida Panhandle, by the way, of Alabama. Is that Dothan, Alabama? Hello. From Alabama, right? Got my Southerners in the credit and cash flow room. Money is the motive. Okay, money is the motive. So let's get into it. 6 takeaways from the stimulus that I want to share with you all. Just reading over this article as well. Want to bring these points out. Or I'm sorry, 8 takeaways from the stimulus. Let me blow this up. So again, the stimulus will provide most Americans earning up to $75,000, right? Most Americans earning up to $75,000, a $1,400 stimulus, right? $1,400 stimulus check. They're expecting for these checks to be in by the 14th, right? Next weekend, right? Also, it would extend the $300 weekly federal boost to unemployment benefits through August. Now, my last live stream, I said September. I was reading another CNN article and it said September. So I'm not sure this is going to be September the 1st. Usually it's the last day of the month. So it looks like it will be, so it's saying that it will through August. So that will lead into September as well. So right now it's currently $400 for the people that are receiving. So it will be a minus $100 weekly from federal boost. However, right, up to $10,200 of that is tax free. It's tax free. So that's a great bonus and an additional month extensions. Also, it was send $350 billion to state and local governments whose revenue has declined because of the C word impact of the economy. So your state and local governments should see some financial boost and support of $350 billion. It also allocates $130 billion to help fully reopen schools and colleges. However, much of this $130 billion, some schools may not receive up to year 2005, 2008, right? However, $130 billion is set aside for that, and also allots $30 billion to help renters and landlords weather their economic losses. Now, I am noticing that this is only stating that it's helping renters and landlords. It's not stating that it's going to help people with those mortgages, right? So, mortgage foreclosures, moratoriums has been extended until the month of July, right? So that's will not happen at the end of this month of March, has been extended until the end of July. However, as of now, is not stating that any support in the stimulus for people who are backdated on their mortgage loans, only renters and landlords, right? Wow. So I do think, though, I did read somewhere that that maybe support for mortgage loans as well, but not in this particular article. It devotes $50 billion for small business assistance. You're a business owner. That's if you have a gig, right? Freelancer, a gig, home-based business, independent contractor. You can qualify for cheap interest debt loans. And also don't forget about the PPP loans, some updates. And this stimulus should be updated by next week for those persons, small business owners who want to put in their application for the PPP loans as well. Also, 160 billion. I don't necessarily. Wow, that's a big chunk, right? Out of all of the other pricing, you have 160 billion for vaccine development. So, wow, that's interesting. Your next to lowest number out of the 8 takeaways is 130 billion to fully reopen schools and colleges, right? Also, it expands the child tax credit to up to $3,600 per child. Remember my last live stream, I said it was $2,000 per child under the age of 17. It extends that to under the age of 18 and under the age of 6, right? It would be larger payouts. So that's up to $3,600, and it gives you an additional year up to age of 18. So those are the 8 takeaways that I wanted to go over you all with the stimulus. Exactly, it's just so they can keep that vax. Someone asked me, did they get my email concerning the Cash App? No, I went to the gym to work out. I'll be honest with you, so I have not looked at emails at this point. I may do that on my live stream, but it is a Saturday night. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning. And Selena, I think I miss you. Hello from Philly, if I didn't give you a shout out earlier, right? So those are the 8 takeaways from the stimulus. Another thing I want to discuss is how sports are loving Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin is up 3.35% on today. It's at 5 cents. Who told you that Dogecoin was a joke or a shit coin? Well, it's no longer a joke, people, as we have Bitcoin. I'm still showing at the 49,000 mark. Let's see, will it hit 50K while I'm live streaming? So from NASCAR to the NBA, right? NASCAR to the NBA sports, love Dogecoin. Isn't that cute? Right? You already know Mark. I was going to say Cuban. I was going to say Zuckerberg for some reason. Mark Cuban is accepting Dogecoin for the Dallas Mavericks at the Dallas Mavericks game. It's payment. Elon Musk has built a Dogecoin city in the state of Texas, right? They do everything bigger in Texas. Texas is the first state to lift the mask mandate. All right, for Texas, right? Got to stay woke. I heard, thank you so much, Crypto Batman, Doge, FTY, he says. Thank you so much, Crypto Batman, for the $4.99 super chat, right? Yes. Thank you so much. Said Doge $1,000. I don't know about $1,000, right? I don't know about $1,000. Let's try to get the $1 mark first. So again, Dallas Mavericks made Dogecoin holders happy by announcing the team will accept the meme-based cryptocurrency. Meme-based cryptocurrency is the new money, people. Meme is the new money. And this is the first time, it goes on to read, the 14th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. So Dogecoin is not a joke, right? The 14th Largest cryptocurrency by market cap has played a role in the sports world, from auto racing to ice sports, right? Those just keep popping up. In 2014, the Jamaican two-man bobsled team was having trouble getting to the Winter Olympics, not because it hadn't qualified, but because it didn't have the money to participate. In a fundraising plea, driver Winston Watts says right now we're at zero, right? And many people raise on the Kool-Aid or Cool Runnings 1993 film is about the underdogs, and the 1988 Jamaican bobsled team, the four-man team, responded with what? Dogecoin. The Dogecoin Foundation, right? Fundraiser brought in $30,000 on that coin. The team finished 27 out of 28 teams. However, Doge came to the rescue. Now you have also 2014 NASCAR was a big year for Bitcoin, Dogecoin lovers. Reddit raised $55,000 to sponsor NASCAR driver Josh Wise. Racing the Dogecoin digital currency Reddit for a car for the first time. He finished 20th place. He ended up racing the car again in the sprint showdown all-star race. He's finished in the 18th and 15th place respectively. And so then you have the Dogecoin and NASCAR. And as they're saying, we're bringing Dogecoin along for the ride this week in Las Vegas, right? This was Saturday. This is going to happen today, or happened already today at 4:30. And look at the Doge, right? Taking Doge to the moon. So this is the tweet on Doge. Doge is love, love, love in the sports world. So whatever your I guess crypto specialist told you about Doge, right, is not panning out to be true, right? Yeah, Big Texas, Gwen says we might have Doge as our logo for our Mavs. Who knows? I saw I thought a funny meme. Have anyone seen the Michael Jordan meme? Let me see if I can pull that up. The Michael Jordan Doge meme with the greatest of all time on there. Let me see if I can send that to you. I'm not saying it's, well, it is a meme, right? Not an official meme, but it is a meme with Michael Jordan in the sports world. So Doge is definitely loved in the sports world. Let me see if I can send that to my email. Last thing, I think it's this last thing I want to discuss is student loan forgiveness. What else? What all did I have? Oh yeah, and central banks digital currency, right? Student loan forgiveness, tax free. And this is the main the year of the Doge, I'm assuming, right? The year of the Doge. Here we go. I got that pulled up. So yes, it is definitely loved in sports, right? How many of you all have seen that Michael Jordan Doge meme, right? That Michael Jordan Doge meme. So definitely loves in sports. So I don't know if it'll be the Mavs, but I'm telling you, it should be all over the Dallas Mavericks stadium and accepting Dogecoin. So great things on that. All right. Student loan forgiveness. Let's pull that up. Senate relief bill also will make student loan forgiveness, debt forgiveness tax free, right? You know that Joe Biden did not agree on the $50,000 or $50,000 or $50K student loan forgiveness. He wanted to make student loan forgiveness up to $10,000, right? He felt like those people who attended Ivy League schools should not have their debt forgiveness. He felt like that they had better jobs or return on investment on their degree, from their degree. A lot of people get degrees and they stay in student loan debt forgiveness until the grave, unfortunately, because their jobs, if they find a job in that degree field, does not offer a return on investment. A lot of people do not, in my opinion, get a lot of financial consulting to see if their degree will be worthy to obtain and what their return on investment is. And a lot of times people want those degrees to hang on the wall and pretty and plaque. And it's nothing against, I have, dual degrees, dual master's degrees. I'm not against anything in degrees, but just know, will it give you a return on your investment, or will it cause you to be indebted or in debt until 30 years, 20 years, 25 years? Who wants to be a debt slave for that long? And for some people, they take student loan debt to the grave. So the Senate voted on the relief package. Included in the bill is a provision that will make student loan forgiveness pass. And now this is the big thing though, December the 31st and January the 1st, 2026, tax free. Right. So that's within, according to this article, CNBC, this 5-year window. So what's going to happen in the past, student loan forgiveness? I'll give you my opinion later on. Let me finish reading this article. While the bill itself does not include student debt forgiveness, now it does not include the forgiveness of student debt, the provision stands out as a potential sign that if student loan debt forgiveness happens, and that it also makes it a serious priority on the horizon, right? So President Biden's want a $10,000 student loan. Who knows? It could change, right? It very well could change. He does not want the $50,000. He wants the $10,000, but he also wants it to be tax-free. And it would seem to make forgiveness after 20 or 25 years in an income-driven repayment plan also. If you're on income-driven repayment plan, right, then it will make that plan tax-free as well, right? People don't understand their biggest debt is taxes. It's not your credit card debt. It's not your mortgage debt. It's not that vehicle debt. I know, because you're making monthly payments on it, but that secret income killer is taxes. So for instance, if a borrower borrow up to $10,000 of student loan debt, and that debt is forgiven, they will be not taxed as if they had earned an additional $10,000 that year. So one thing that I was very skeptical of, for example, is the government allowing student loan tax forgiveness, and then having you to pay taxes on it on the back end, or that loan forgiven now as income, taxable income for you to include in your taxes for that tax year. So again, the student loan forgiveness discharge over the next 5 years. So what are we going to do before December 2020 up to 2026? I don't know, but I do have a guess, right? Now, the House and Senate have repeatedly urged President Biden to forgive up to $50,000 of federal debt through an executive order. Why he hasn't done it, why he doesn't want to do it, I don't know. But the House and Senate's Democrat Party wants him to do this, right? And so they'll keep reiterating, emphasizing that Joe Biden should take this move of signing that executive order his first 100 days in office. But again, President Biden wants $10,000. So he's repeatedly shot down the idea of $50,000 of student loan debt forgiveness, and stated that he will only support up to $10,000, and that he will prefer Congress, right, to craft this legislation or executive order for the $10,000, right? So I don't know, right? So, hoping that if it is $10,000, that it will be taxed without any tax penalties. So at least this is on the high horizon. This is, in addition to reparations, is a big, big talk, right? See if I have any comments. Yes, student loans are predatory, very predatory, right? Many people question why or how people can get thousands of dollars of student loan debt, and it's possible for them to get approved for business credit. And they can get that without, and many times without having a co-signer, because it's very predatory, and the return on the investment is usually not worth the paper that people take so much pride in, or turning the tassel, right, of the degree, because it keep them indebted for years and years to come. As I said earlier, for most people, even to the grave, unfortunately, right? And then for family members that left, that you have that student loan debt, they have, the government will have the right, to take any trust or assets that that person in death may have if those student loan debts remain unpaid. So in 2008, what a lot of people don't know, and this is why the House and Senate Democrats are pushing for the 50,000 student loan debt forgiveness, is that President Obama, that administration is the one that made student loans all federal, meaning that banks used to be able to issue student loans and they were private. And those were the student loans that you could discharge in bankruptcy. Well, Obama's administration made it all government, no more private, all government student loans, and you can no longer discharge it in bankruptcy. Thank you, Devin, on Periscope for the digital love. M. Jenkins says they need to help start up businesses for Black people. Can you elaborate on that? What will your vision or ideal be for them to help start a business? Because I inform not just Black people, Black, brown, Caucasian, yellow, whatever, white, races, Asian, minorities, Mexican, Hispanics, Black Africans, that you can start a home-based business for $249. So the only thing that I think a government can do is almost give it to people free. If you don't want to start a business from home for $249, and increase your take-home pay from your job, I call it hybrid entrepreneurship, out of your paycheck, then at this point, this is a lot of issues that, especially with the minority community, that I have about their opinions about the government. They want the government to do everything. What are you going to do? Government should do this. Government should do that. Government should do this. Right? I do agree. Well, actually, you're right. And I totally disagree with Black Wall Street, right, in Oklahoma being destructed and destroyed, 21 businesses, right? And I totally agree with Martin Luther King's Poor People campaign, that you want people to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, right? I mean, you haven't even given them the boots. However, right, people have got to see, especially in the Black and brown community, that Black Lives Matter marches are not happening. People have been marching for since civil rights movement, right? When are you going to stop marching and start getting a financial education? Stop listening to people like Dave Ramsey that keeps you further suppressed, and learn how to use the bank's money to build businesses and get your credit up, right? So I can go on a whole tantrum. Reparations are long overdue. I do agree with that. The United States was built on the back of free labor of slavery. It was. But so is financial education is long overdue. So is the minority community waiting on the government long overdue. What president has made anybody's financial situation better? It's made the economy better. It's made the economy to appear to be better. But sooner or later, this bubble is going to burst, people. It's going to burst. Many people like the idea of money, but they don't even understand money. I've become obsessed with money, not having it, but learning about it, and learning things all the way from 1930s, when the United States is no longer a corporation and it went bankrupt. And they forced government the rich and wealthy to compensate their gold and silver, well, gold, which is real money, constitutional. So true financial education, not this stuff Dave Ramsey is promoting, that cash is king and that debt is not smart. Why wouldn't it be smart to use the bank's money and pay them back their debt with devalued dollars? The dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power. Why wouldn't it be smart to use the bank's money, cheap debt, and pay that debt back with devaluating dollars? Because now when you get the debt from the banks, you can get true assets that can appreciate. Right. Devin says been marching forever, singing spiritual songs, and never taught anything about boycott businesses financially. And not just about boycotting businesses financially, about building businesses financially. Right? So, yeah. So, I think the formula is for Black and brown community in particular is let's get a community with just 21 businesses. The secret number has to be 21 because that's what Black Wall Street had, 21 businesses, right? And collaboration and networking, right? OPM, other people's money is always the solution, right? Easy says, unfortunately, this will be the last stimulus check. Our Republicans block people from getting $15 minimum wage increase along with 8 Democrats. Evictions coming soon. Yes, I think, evictions will come soon. I believe that the rental assistance is going to come too late because they didn't change the eviction date to March. They did not change it like they did for foreclosures and home moratoriums. To my understanding and knowledge, evictions for renters is still scheduled for March 31st. I don't believe that date has been extended. And so even if the stimulus is passed and the 30 billion that will be given to people for rental assistance, that's going to be a process in which people will have to apply for, so that you have about a 2 weeks window. And I'm not sure if your back rent and all of that can happen, right, within 2 weeks. I don't know if that procedure is going to take longer. Let me Google real quick because the last I read and researched, rent moratoriums were still scheduled by March 31st. So this is the most recent article. Biden extends moratoriums to March 31st. This is what renters should know. So let's look over that article real quick. Make sure you all hit the thumbs up. I'm showing a total of 390 people, but only 30 thumbs up. So just get out the live chat for a minute and make sure you show support to the channel and the information and knowledge by just hitting the thumbs up, right? It's of no cost to you. It's free. It's just showing the law of reciprocity and the law of the universe of giving and receiving. And it's showing gratitude, right? Biden extends the eviction moratorium until March 31st. What renters should know, the extension gives Congress more time to come up with a long-term solution to looming eviction crisis that can happen. Now, again, this article is dated January 21st. I mean, it's the most recent one that I've seen. If you all have an article that's showing me something updated, let me know. But even in January or after his inauguration, right, he extended this to 44 million rental household. So this extension was done in March because it was actually was due sooner than that. And so how long can, right, landlords go without collecting rent. Landlords have bills, utilities, upkeep, and maintenance to do as well. And so Biden has also asked Congress to set aside $30 billion. That's to be passed next week. By more than 10 million households who were behind on rent by passing the 1.9 stimulus package earlier this month. This proposal will also fund more federal unemployment insurance, again, which is $300 a week, and a third stimulus checks for persons under 75,000 or 1,400, and over 107 million people, or 1/3 people of the population, live in rental housing. And so it was set to expire January 31st, right? Initially. And it will establish a $25 billion rent relief fund imposed by income limits. So you have to qualify income wise in order to qualify, with priority to lowest earning households, as well as those in which someone is currently unemployed. So even if this is passed next week, that people can, apply with low incomes and people unemployed being priority is first. It's going to be an application process. I don't know how speedily that can be done or will be done, but I do know this: you have landlords who are months behind, right? They are going to want to expeditiously, when March 31st hit, get those tenants who owe them months and months and months and months of rent to get out. So will it come in time? We don't know. Don't know as of yet, right? Not sure as of yet. Let's look at some comments. Cody says, I'm a former corrections officer for the state of Nevada and Alaska. I can say firsthand, minorities in prison are treated unfairly, and they are not exactly. I do agree with that, Corey. I agree with that as well. Knowledge is power. Yep. Yes, number 21 is powerful, right? If you get, even in the home-based business, I tell people get 21 people. 21 people can make you a millionaire in the home. Well, it doesn't take that many, right? It doesn't take that many. As John D. Rockefeller said, I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% just from the efforts of my own or from my own labor, right? Like that winter storm that hit the South. If those people would have had a home-based business, it didn't matter if they had electricity, right? They had other people in other states that had the electricity and they had the resources to help them build and make business, even when they were not physically able to, or due to the circumstances, technology able to. So learn how to network. That's the key. That's what made Black Wall Street thrive. Sean says FDR met with a group of Black activists who sought out his support for bold legislation. He listened to their arguments for some time and said, you convinced me. Now go out. Wow, concerning Black reparations. Now go out and make me do it. Right? Yeah, 2-week gap. People are displaced. Exactly. I don't know. I agree with crime. I don't know about the Rona. I listened to Eddie Griffin. You all want to listen to some comedy? Let's listen to some. I thought this was comical, but we'll listen to this. This will be our ending comedy from Eddie Griffin. How's a mess going to save your ass? Right? We'll listen to this. I thought it was very comical, but truth all at the correct time. I'm not for red or blue. I'm for you. Left wing, right wing, same bird. The bird has to fly. Money doesn't fight money. Power doesn't fight power, right? Money doesn't fight money. Power doesn't fight power. Red and blue are not against each other. They're all in the same game, right? A federal taxes judge ruled the moratorium is unconstitutional because it violates the Fourth Amendment. I don't know how that would violate the Fourth Amendment, Cody. As a landlord, I want to get paid, right? So as a landlord, I want to get paid. And if you were a landlord, you would want to get paid for your property. You don't want to give people free rent. If the government want to give that, let them provide free housing for these people, right? Right. Not only the Native Americans, the Obama administration in 2008 gave Jews that was affected by the Holocaust millions of dollars, right? So, yeah, there's my microphone. Let me adjust this. Devin says Eddie Griffin comedy is the truth. So, last topic is, why do central banks, right, want digital currency? Why do central banks want digital currency? So, central banks and give me one second. Japanese were given reparation. Don't what administration? I'll Google that, right? Central banks around the world wants to get into digital currency. Here's why. Let's listen to this. I listened to this video. I'm not sure if you all know this. Let's hit play. A couple of minutes as I look up if Japanese were given reparations in the United States.
I'm a Verizon engineer, part of the team that built 5G right, the only one from America's most reliable network. We designed our 5G to make the things you do every day better. With 5G nationwide, millions of people can now work, listen, and stream.
And while this ad is coming up, it's talking about 5G. You all need to do your research on 5G, the harmful effect of radiation. It's equivalent. You see those solar panels? 5G is what's pushing cryptocurrencies, digital currencies. Is in every city across the nation. You need to do your research and due diligence on 5G, and its health dangers is what many people think or is referring to as a virus, right?
Cryptocurrency and or Bitcoin in terms of currency to transact.
Believe it or not, we've sold 17 cars, Bentleys and Rolls with Bitcoin.
Musk is driving so much of this market, it's fascinating.
There's been a lot of news about digital currencies lately. Companies like Tesla, Square, and PayPal have been getting into cryptocurrencies in a big way, with big billion-dollar bets on Bitcoin specifically. Whether all this turns Bitcoin into a viable currency instead of a speculative investment or a store of value remains to be seen. But there's a growing number of governments around the world who aren't going to wait around. The Bank of England is looking into its own digital currency. Sweden's central bank is testing an e-krona, and emerging economies have introduced pilot programs. In 2020, about 60% of the world's 65 central banks surveyed said they're running experiments on CBDC.
So they're already experimenting with CBDCs, and you all know that Ripple XRP will be the technology that runs the central bank's digital currencies, right?
That's up 18% compared to 2019. Advocates say digital money can make cross-border payments easier, promote financial inclusion, and payment system stability. But there's also a host of serious risks. Surveillance and privacy issues could arise if the central bank is able to monitor every transaction.
It is being implemented across the world. China's experiment is very large scale. When the world arrives in Beijing next winter for the Winter Olympics, they are going to be using the new digital RMB to shop and to stay in hotels and buy meals in restaurants. The world is going to see a functioning CBDC very soon, within the coming year.
The central bank digital currency, or CBDC, is a digital form of a country's currency operated by the central bank. Similar to cash, the central bank would issue its digital currency to allow people to make everyday transactions. Big name investors and big name companies are now pouring money into Bitcoin. It's adding mainstream credibility.
All right, let's pause here. Big name investors and big names companies are now pouring money into
Famously
Bitcoin.
volatile digital currency. Citibank recently said Bitcoin could become the quote currency of choice for global trade. All of this is forcing the Fed to get more serious about the digital dollar. The US also faces pressure from competitors like China, which has been ahead of its own digital currency development.
China is actually very much driving, I think, a lot of the agenda around central bank digital currency. They've been testing their version of a central bank digital currency, the DCEP, which stands for Digital Currency Electronic Payment.
China has been researching how it could create a digital yuan. The country has set up massive pilot testing in major cities in the past. On February 4th, China's central bank also set up a joint venture with SWIFT.
Now it's with SWIFT now. China will join XRP as our global digital banks once this trial has ended for Ripple, right?
The global system for financial messaging and cross-border payments. Many governments, including the UK, Sweden, Hong Kong, Australia, and the US, are all exploring ways digital currency could.
You know, Jerome Powell for the US just stated that the Fed Reserve chair that CBDC is in digital currency, digital dollar is a high priority, right?
Work. The European Central Bank is working with the European Commission in experiments to consider the benefits of a digital euro. It'll decide whether to launch the digital euro in mid-2021.
So I'm going to stop there. And did you know it's not just Tesla, it's is it Lambo and Porsches that also have sold vehicles accepting Bitcoin. So China is the lead of all this. China also have more gold reserve than any other country. It began to dump the U.S. bonds, meaning it stopped buying or purchases U.S. bonds. With the U.S. bond market, it's a guarantee or was a guarantee that you would get that money back in bonds, right? When you invest in stocks, you are an owner. You invest in bonds, you are a lender. You're able to lend to other countries. And banks cannot invest in stocks. They can only invest in bonds. So 80% of bonds are purchased by banks, right? And so when foreign countries stop purchasing bonds, that's going to directly affect the stock market. And this is where we are now, right? This is where we are now. And so when the bond market is dropped or down, because the treasury create the bonds, give the bonds to the banks buy the bonds, and the banks is able to loan and issue out credit. So this is why the prediction of the stock market crash is upon us, right? Because foreign countries are dumping the bonds. And the banks will take a hit from the bond market and credit, right? Whenever the housing foreclosures begin to happen and people will not qualify for credit or loans, because when these rent moratoriums and also student loans deferments, right, has met the deadline, then FICO scores are going to drop, because as of right now, mortgage late payments and student loan late payments are not being reported, but they will begin to report. And a lot of people are using credit cards as secondary income, right? Because of loss of jobs, et cetera, for those people who still have good credit enough and they didn't get their credit card limit slashed or cut. So next year, during the Winter Olympics, when this arrives in Beijing, right, China is going to be using the digital dollar. And they would be using these digital dollars to shop, stay in hotels, to buy meals in restaurants. The world at this time, this is going to be February of 2021. I'm telling you now, March of 2020, the world is going to see a functional central bank digital currency within this coming year, and it will be in full effect for February of 2021. Right? So when the commercial banks collapse, you're going to have the central banks, you're going to have the fintech companies, the PayPal, the Cash App, Some of the pioneer banks that have adopted cryptocurrency, such as JP Morgan, who now has Bitcoin, Bank of America, these big banks are going to thrive. However, commercial banks and bond market is going to take a hard hit, which will affect the stock market. And so this is by force going to force the United States, right, to adopt and fully see a digital dollar and cryptocurrency. And so just know that over 8,000 cryptocurrencies, people, 90% of these or more is going to go to zero. So you need to know what cryptocurrencies are going to be used, right, for the blockchain technology. And out of the 84,000, for example, which ones are going to last when this economy goes crashing down? This is why I always advocate for people to invest in the cash on crypto report, right? So that you can know what cryptocurrencies is a 30-page report, $75 investment. Some of you have already invested. So I probably will first thing tomorrow morning. I usually don't work on Sundays, but I will email those report out. Also, another big announcement, Coinbase, right? You all get those likes up. Coinbase will be down for about 90 minutes tomorrow for exchange upgrade. So for my Coinbase users, expect that. But while they are down for this 90 minutes, will they be adding some blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, right? When Coinbase opens back up, for example, will you see Cardano added on? If so, you know, again, $2 to $3 Cardano by the end of March. It's my prediction, right? You don't have to buy did I say February 2022? I'm sorry. So yes, February 2022 is when the Olympics will come in and you'll see the fully adaptation. China is leading the way by February 2022 for the Winter Olympics in Beijing. And so Bitcoin was going to have its bull run for probably to August or September of this year. And from October, maybe up to January or February, it may take a dip, big dips, maybe, right? Because you have the universal or the stimulus or the federal government, universal basic income, or some people call it insurance, that's going to die out in September. So October, November, and December of this year can be very winter months for both the cryptocurrency world, the stock world, and also those persons on universal basic income or federal government unemployment. Housing market by July is going to look very ugly, right? Where now there's more realtors than houses, right? You probably see more houses on the market after July than realtors, right? So yes, 2022. Thank you all so much. The winter of 2020, Winter Olympics in 2022, not the winter of 2022 in February. And then you'll see cryptocurrency make a great comeback, the great reset. Now, I heard some people that said Bitcoin can go to $100 in $100K in 100 days. You never know with Bitcoin. So that's why some people are telling you to take your gains, right? While you can. Bitcoin now is at 49,683. But me, again, Bitcoin is something that I'm just going to ride the ride with. I'm not trading against Bitcoin. I'm actually hodling it and having my keys and owning possession. Jimbo says Fed passed already. We in March 6, 2021, and we in March 6, 2021. Jimbo, let me know what you mean by that. That's kind of not a complete sentence for me, so let me know. My Cash App is LD Financial Coaching. It's my Cash App. And I think I have a ticker on that. So let me move that ticker. Yeah. Also, if you want the Queen Silver, right, it's going to skyrocket as well. Bitcoin is going to the Mars. Dogecoin is going to the moon. Silver is going to the stars as well. So if you want to have a savings of $15, you can also go to fixmycreditandcash.com and then send the payment and your email directly in the notes of my Cash app at LD Financial Coaching, and you can get the Queen of Coins and the Cash on Crypto, Queen of Crypto report. You can get both of those. Let me see, is it $60 or $60. So if you want that savings, I do believe in investing in physical silver as well. It will be used for this new world economy, which is 5G towers, mobile phones. Everyone will have to have a smartphone for cryptocurrency. You also know that JP Morgan hoarded 350 million ounces of silver, 38% of the world population. Phone batteries, Tesla, catalytic converters, right? Silver 5G towers would definitely be used for the machines and robots. So I have the Queen of Coins silver stacking report. Then you have the Queen of Crypto cash on crypto report. You can get them both 2 for $60. Just click on the buy now. Please, please, please include your name and email. Now, if you go to cashoncrypto.com, you don't have to include your name and email in the report, but you do here, right? Or you can just send me an email at LD. I can put that email up. Send me an email at my email address, LD at fixmycreditandcash.com, a screenshot of payment, and that way I can just reply and have your email in my database. All right, this is my email address, and you can send me a screenshot of the payment, and then I will already automatically have your email in my database, and then I can just reply and send you both of those report via email, right? Via email. So that's LD at fixmycreditandcash.com. My Cash app is strolling at the bottom. And if you just want the cash on crypto report, then go to cashoncrypto.com, right? There's a totally different website, cashoncrypto.com. Let me see if I can find it to highlight it. And let me read some more comments and then I'm out. Our fiat currency, our cash will return to zero. That's their intrinsic value. I was correcting you. Okay. March 6, 2021. 2022. Thank you, Jimbo. Oh, no problem. I talk fast, so that's why I had my dates. Gwen said, I know 2 people that had their catalytic converter stolen. Right, because this is why, Gwen, because silver prices are going to increase expeditiously. I love using that word expeditiously. It's from Lean On Me, right? Joe Clark. How many of y'all know Lean On Me? Joe Clark with the megaphone, expeditiously. Yes, silver, people, physical silver, another great real asset that you can have in your possessions as well as gold. FYI, Cash App has your cash tag flag. Cash App has my cash tag flag as potential spam. I will look into that. I haven't had any issues with that, right? So I definitely will look into that. Thank you for letting me know on Periscope. I really haven't looked at my Cash App much today, but I will look at that. You're the first one to let me know that I've sold hundreds of these reports and I haven't had that issue. So real money will be gold, silver, and crypto. Exactly. Copper, lead, and brass. And will central bank's digital currency? I'm not saying that the central bank's digital currency will be based on the gold standard. XRP will be the technology, that the blockchain, right, blockchain and cryptocurrency is different. Now, I think the question is, will Bitcoin be backed by gold if it's going to be the global currency or digital? Is now digital gold. There are some cryptocurrencies that are backed by gold standards. The gold standard. I do think the United States will have to adopt a gold standard cryptocurrency just because of the NASARA Act. And to be honest with you, and I have NASARA 2, if you don't know what I mean by NASARA, I have NASARA 1 just right here on my office desk. But so because of NASARA, which is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, I do think that United States in particular will have to have a gold cryptocurrency, gold-backed cryptocurrency. Like companies, organizations will not, right? But whatever the digital dollar will be for the United States, I'm sure it will be gold back. And it will not be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the global currency. Dogecoin would be the people's currency. And whatever I'm not, the United States may just have a stable coin. This gold back. I haven't really put that pieces of the puzzle together yet, right? Haven't really put those pieces of the puzzle together yet. Cadillac converters also contain platinum. Wow. 1 ounce of platinum. Whoa. Is there a certain date that these catalytic converters or all vehicles, right? Let me know, you all. Do all vehicles up to this point have catalytic converters? Or is it a certain date that only, vehicles, for example, that were produced up to, let's say, 2000 have catalytic converters? Or the newer model vehicles, do they have catalytic converters? Can some of the men help me out with that? Because I'm not sure, right? Because on my Tahoe, for example, it's an older truck. I had to get the catalytic converter replaced. Had I known that, I would have asked to keep my old one. I didn't ask. I didn't know all of this stuff that I know now. That was about 2 years ago. So thank you. Patrick says he has both of the books. Awesome teaching. Thank you so much, my king. Thank you so much for purchasing. Sean said, if Bitcoin is backed by gold, China will be the first to implement it. Fort Knox is bone dry. Fort Knox has been bone dry for a while. Why they have security there is just a dog and pony show. It's been back for a while because actually the United States, right, even in the 30s when it filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, had to give China the gold that was confiscated from the citizens. So we still don't have that gold in our possession. And this is what NASARA is about. The National Economic Security and Reformation Act is about. That even with all of the gold and silver under the Twin Towers, right, we had to give that to other countries because of our debt that we owe and our gross domestic product. Meaning that China was sending more products to the United States, and not just China, other countries, than we were sending or exporting to other countries. So we're not producing. We're not good producers. That's why you see so many products in America were made in China. Platinum is more valuable than silver. Silver is more affordable, and silver will give you a higher return on your investment, right? So I'm signing off. Hello, Minnesota. Hello to you. Right. And this is L says our gas engines contain catalytic converters inside the mufflers. Wow. Had I known that, I would have kept my old one on my truck. I didn't know. So all gas engines, thank you so much for letting me know that. So again, we have Bitcoin and I'm logging off. Tomorrow we're going to see that 50,000 mark, 49,623, and as promised, right? Oh, another thing you all said, I did see that where South Korean ordered for reparations, ordered Japan to pay compensations to wartime. I did see that for sexual slaveries during World War II, to pay up to $91,800 each to 12 Korean women forced into, I just wonder why 12, right? Forced into sexual slavery for Japan's troops during World War II. The ruling, the first of its kind in South Korea. So who knows? Maybe the Black and brown community in the United States will get reparations, right? If it happens for other countries and other cultures, then why not us, right? Then why not us? And another thing I want to, since we're on the topic of reparations, is to talk about birth certificates, right? Our birth certificates are not treated as birth certificates. You have birth, and Sean says, Litecoin to the moon. Sean, I don't even think I looked at Litecoin. Litecoin for today is up 3%. This is supposed to be digital silver. This is just a FYI for your knowledge. Birth refers to a place to sleep, usually on a train or ship, a place for a boat, a more or a person's or place position on a team. When something is birthed or shipped, or even truck drivers drive truck, they must have certificates doing that. That's BERTH. So Africans were birthed to the United States and they were slaves. So after slavery ended, what the United States government did now made your birth certificates, right? Which means the arrival of a baby to emergence from a mother to be born or to rise something. However, although the spelling is different, what the U.S. government did is sold birth certificates to Washington, D.C., approximately the value of $100 million, made everyone economic slaves. No one owns their original birth certificates. They were sold on the exchange like you would a commodity, a cow or a oil or wheat, soybeans, right? And they were sold on the exchange. And then you in return are agreeing to pay the U.S. national debt through the selling of your birth certificate, right? And you are treated as a commodity. And so this is why I'm stating this. This is the debate for reparations for the Black and brown community, because we were birthed on ships, forced, right? And then that slavery was done. And so when that slavery ended, a free labor, now they put slavery into your economic labor. This is why I'm telling people you should have a home-based business, because if you are an employee, you pay the highest taxes. You're in the highest tax brackets, right? Ships come from dock, exactly. Cody says a U.S. birth certificate is like asking if a car has a clean and clear title, right? We are under maritime law, not common law. That's why we are issued birth certificates. And so this is why I tell people, do not be taxed. That's why you have issues on the job. You are human resources. They call it HR. You go to human resources because you are the human resources for the government. So as I'm signing off, my voice is getting parched. I want to share this small entertainment for your listening pleasure by Eddie Griffin presents How is a Mask, right, going to save your ass?
Welcome to Eddie Griffin Funny Money. You got the money, I got the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe right now.
Well, of course, Nevada. We've been closed. What they gonna close now? No, I mean, yeah, that's some shit for outsider ain't living here. This motherfucker's been closed. What the fuck they gonna close? Huh? Somebody answer me that. What the fuck they gonna close? Anybody can say? The bars is already closed. You might find a restaurant open. Ain't no fucking shows open. Casino got all these little plastic partitions, like that shit can't fly right over it. What the fuck? Huh? I mean, seriously, what the fuck is with this mask shit? If you wear a mask, you can still smell your fart. The shit ain't working. That's all I got. That's how simple it is, nigga. If you can smell your fart through that motherfucking mask, it ain't working. If the gas from your ass can make it in there, nigga, how COVID can't. COVID could escape a level 4 motherfucking top security system somewhere in China. But that mask is gonna stop it. But it ain't gonna stop the gas from your ass. I want everybody to listen to this right now. Think about it. You've been riding your car with your mask on. Farted. You know you smelled it. That mask didn't stop shit, did it? When you out in a restaurant, right, you got your mask on in the bathroom, you still smell that shit, didn't you? Didn't you? So how the fuck is a mask gonna stop COVID? It's a plan, then, y'all. They planned this shit. They planned it.
All right. I wanted to share that with you all. Those are my thoughts in a very comical way. Someone said you got gold going for $1,200 and up to make sure you get 99 24 karat gold, 99.99 gold, right? Tell them, Eddie. A lot of time, unfortunately, people in the black and brown community can get a message through comedy. When you try to get through education, they can get messages through comedy and songs. You try to give into education, they don't get it. Maybe that'll get it to you, right? And sometimes some of my students watch my live stream, so I try not to have things with profanity on it, but maybe that'll get the message across, right? They shouldn't be on this late on a Saturday night, hopefully. So, yes, U.S. used to be the number one consumer. Now she's the number one producer. Now she's the number one consumer. NFT, non-fungible tokens, Ethereum will take off. That's my take on that. A lot of artists, a lot of sports personnel can own their own copyrights. You have people that's taking over their original technology. Tron will be big as well. Decentralized internet. NFT, non-fungible tokens, Ethereum, blockchain. Ethereum will be big as a result. Cardano as well as Polkadot. Uniswap will be big as well. Some other things. But hey, I'm signing out. And don't tell other people the ones. I didn't say what did Gwen say. Oh, okay. Okay. You all just having your own little conversation. Go ahead. Great. That's great. Good night, everyone. I'm glad you all are having your own conversation on my platform. You all make sure we continue to network, build each other up, keep each other up in prayer, right? And let's also be a part of prayer and prosperity. We don't want to be praying without getting the prosperity results, right? Prayer is just the pump, but your action is going to result in the prosperity. Good night, everyone. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, your crypto, and your cash flow. Queen of Credit out. Have a great night, and I'll probably live stream and see you all on tomorrow.